Right here is the 2023 Cadillac Escalade V, and it is an insane SUV, and also it's the most powerful and expensive Escalade yet and V series ever. And so today I'm going to show you why. Alright, so I actually borrowed this Cadillac Escalade V from Lone Star Cadillac here in Garner, Texas. If you're interested in any new Cadillac, the information will be down below. And now, back to the video. Alright, so here's a quick overview. The V Series brand is Cadillac high performance brand that's been around since 2004, with the CTS V being its first car. And for 2023, the Escalade finally gets the V Series treatment after waiting 18 years for it. So, how impressive can this car get? Well, I'm going to show you exactly that. Alright, so starting under the hood of the Cadillac Escalade V, because this is actually where it shines the most, you will find the same motor that actually in the CT5V Black Wig, which is a hand-built 6.2 liter supercharged V8 making 682 horsepower and 653 pound-feet of torque. And it's loud and it sounds amazing, so take a listen. Alright, so this has some modification compared to the CT5V Blackwing engine, which is a bigger supercharger on top to give it more power so you can pull this thing because it is a heavy vehicle. And you also have a adjustable suspension to lower it and so it can handle better on the road. Alright, like I mentioned before, this engine is actually a hand-built engine, like some Mercedes AMG products are. And actually the person that built this engine is named Amy Taylor, so thank you, Amy, for building this amazing and powerful engine. Alright, next thing I actually want to discuss is the design of the Escalade V, which I actually do very like, but I wish they went a little bit more because it's too kind of subtle, but I get it, it's understandable, it's still an Escalade after all, so you still want to please the general audience of it, but given that this is the V Series model, it just should be a little bit more. I think they should have added like some vents on the hood and had like a side vent on the side right here, which I think would pop a little bit more, given that this is the V Series model. But overall, this design is still good, it still looks great, and I really do like these blade headlights right here, which, not headlights, but daytime running lights right here, which are very nice. Headlights are nice, front end is just very good, but overall, like I mentioned, it's good, but I wish they would have pushed the envelope a little bit more, but like I said, it's still good. Alright, so another thing I actually want to discuss are the wheels. Now, these are actually the only wheels you actually could get on the Escalade V, so if you like them, well, unfortunately, these are the only wheels you could get, so you have to suck it up unless you want some aftermarket wheels. Alright, so another thing I actually want to discuss is the brake calipers. Now, the brake calipers are red, just like the key fob, not the paint color, the key fob. So yes, the car is red, just like the brake calipers, but it's mostly for the brake calipers. So if your brake calipers are red, your key fob right here is red. If your brake calipers are blue, the key fob part of it is blue, or any other brake caliper color you choose. So yeah, the brake calipers match the keys, only the keys. Keys and brake calipers go together, not the paint. Okay, so if the brake calipers are red, the key fob is red, which I think is actually pretty cool and nice attention to detail. But like I said, if the key fob is red, the brake calipers are red. The key fob is blue, the brakes are blue. Okay, which is like I said, a nice attention to detail. Alright, since we talked about paint colors, I believe you can only get 4 colors. You can only get red, white, black, and emerald green, I believe. Yeah, only those 4 colors. If there are any other colors, then I'll put it like a yes or no right up here. Alright, so moving towards the back of the Escalade V, the first thing I want to talk about are the exhaust tips. Now, the exhaust tips are the same ones or similar to the same ones on the Chevy Corvette Stingray, the C8 version of it. Another thing I actually want to mention is this rear diffuser, which is very subtle. Rear diffuser, nothing special about it, but it's very subtle and it gets the job done. Another thing I actually want to discuss is the subtlety on the V badges on this car. I only found 5, which are probably only is 5, but there's 1 on the tailgate, 2 on the front fenders, 3, yeah, which makes 3. The 4th one is on the left side of the steering wheel, and the 5th one is on the steering wheel, which, like I said, it's very subtlety. Basically, you really wouldn't know if this is a V product or not unless you really listen to exhaust, the front end, or the V badges on the side. Alright, so another thing I actually want to discuss is how to open the trunk in the Escalade. So there's no button underneath, so how you do it? Well, you actually just push this Cadillac logo right here and the pops are open. Alright, so now that the trunk is open, and you actually can see it actually reveals quite a decent amount of space back here. Now I will say it's actually bigger than the one before it, so which is actually very perfect. Now the seats are kind of up, so there is that, but when the seats are all down, yeah, you get decent amount of space back here. Now this is actually the short wheelbase model, but it is stretched out 6 inches longer than before, so you actually get good decent room back here, which is actually pretty cool. Alright, moving inside of the Cadillac Escalade V, the first thing I actually want to discuss is what this vehicle is based off of. So the V Series is actually based off of the Sport Platinum trim, so you get all the V Series exclusive on the Sport Platinum trim. So this is what it basically built off of, so that's why you get these nice detailed seats right here, which look very nice. But you only get these seats, like I said, you only get these seats on the Sport Platinum trim and the V Series car, which is built off of. But the color of them, you can only get it in black and like an auburny burgundy type of color, like a purple-ish color. As you can see here, is like a purple-ish color type of thing. So you can only get it in black or auburny blue purple-ish type of color, which is fine, but it's kind of unfortunate because I do wish they had white on here, because on the Sport Platinum trim, the regular Sport Platinum trim, you could get it in white, which is cool. Because on the Sport Platinum trim, you get these black seats, auburny burgundy type color, and white seats. Only on the V Series you can only get black or auburny color, which sucks because I wish there was white seats to break up the darkness inside this car. Alright, another thing I actually want to discuss is, well, these seats. So you got good knee room right here. Now the scoot is the front seat is scooted all the way back, so there's that, but I know there's good decent amount of leg room right here, good headroom right here. You also have the grab handle right here, so for older people you can just use this grab handle to get in and out, which is perfect. Alright, so another thing I actually want to discuss is the headroom and knee room. So knee room is pretty good. Now the seat is pushed all the way back, so there's that, but I know this has good knee room. Headroom is great. You also have a grab handle right here wrapped in leather. Not leather, is like stitching and whatever, but yeah, you got a grab handle right here for elderly people so they can get in and out properly. So there is that. You also have a cup holder right here. Just push this and it'll pop right open. You also have USB-C ports on both sides and an HDMI outlet, so you can plug your Xbox, PlayStation, or whatever else you want. You also have a house style outlet right here. Alright, so another thing I actually want to talk about are the seats. So to move the seats, you actually move the seats forward and backward by just pulling this front lever in the first one. The first lever in the front, just pull it back, pull it up, and then you can just move forward and back. As you can see, you can move forward and back by just pulling that lever in the front. And also, to put the seats down, you can do it 2 ways. You can pull it, use this lever on the second one. Use the lever on the second one, just pull it once, it'll fold down, and you pull it twice, it'll fold back down, fold the seat up, so you can get into the third row in and out. Or if you're in the third row of the Escalade, you actually just push this button right here and it will do the same thing all in one swoop. Alright, moving into the back of the Cadillac Escalade V, like I mentioned, to get in the third row, you can either just push this button right here and it will fold the seat just in one swoop, or you could just pull the tab on the second one twice and it will pull the seat up. But since we are in the back of the Escalade, let's put the seat down. Alright, yeah, you got, now the seat is pushed up, so there's that. But back here, it is quite roomy back here. There's a big amount of space back here, because this has an independent rear suspension, so the floor is lowered, so your feet and knees are not in your face. So there is that. You also got charging ports back here, USB-C on both sides. You actually got a padded red armrest right here, which is actually pretty nice. But yeah, overall, yeah, there's a good amount of space back here, and good space, good knee and headroom back here, which is nice. Alright, so moving to the front of the Cadillac Escalade V, the first thing I actually want to tell you is that I will be showing more of the features in this car in another video. I'll just be highlighting in this one what it has. So there's this. So you have a 38-inch OLED screen, which is broken up into 3 pieces, really 2, but it's broken up into 3 pieces with this infotainment screen right here. So as you can see, the infotainment screen is right here. It's very responsive, very intuitive. You could use it however you want to. It's very responsive to the touch. You got different function as well. This is actually the only infotainment that's actually in only the Escalade. So this is the only infotainment in the Escalade. No other GM product or Cadillac products share this infotainment. It's actually pretty cool. Another thing I actually want to discuss is the gauge cluster. So this gauge cluster could show multitude of things. So you could show your map in the gauge cluster, which is pretty cool. You could show an AR camera. When you're using a navigation that's actually embedded in the screen, not Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, it actually had to use the navigation in the system to show it. So it could show like where the direction is actually in the gauge clusters. Like if you turning right, it will show a blue arrow showing the turn right, which is actually pretty cool and interesting. So yeah, it could do multitude of things, which is actually very nice. On the left, it could show your trip, fuel computer, and all the other stuff. You could change the gauges with that screen as well. You can move the head-up display as well with that screen over there. And another thing, this steering wheel, I like it. It's very thick bolster type steering wheel. Very good grip on it. You got you got metal paddle shifters. Okay, you got metal paddle shifters on both sides. It's real metal because it's cold to the touch, which is actually very nice. Another thing is that you actually have Super Cruise, which is actually a Cadillac autonomous driving system that competes with Tesla Autopilot. But unlike Tesla, you actually have a camera in the front that watches your eyes as you on the highway. So it only works on the highway. There's another feature that's coming out called Ultra Cruise, which will work on both highway and roads, but that's coming out at a later date. Like I mentioned, if you have Super Cruise on, it have to watch your eyes, and to let you know that it's active, the light bar on top will be green. If you change the lane, it will turn blue, and if it's not working anymore, it will turn red. And so that's my tour of the Cadillac Escalade V. Like I mentioned, this car is actually very impressive with 682 horsepower under the hood. Now, we just gotta see what the future holds for this car. Let's see if it's good. I'll be posting Mondays and Fridays, so stay tuned. Peace out.